But let's talk some football. Whit Weeks was here for SEC Media Days, junior linebacker in his home state of Georgia. And the first question that was asked was like, hey, how you feeling? That injury was pretty gruesome in the bowl game.
I'm 100% now. So we started this summer, doing PRPs, and I kind of eased my way back into it in June. But once we got to July, I've been going every single snap, and it really is a relief to just be back out there and be feeling like myself again.
And that'll certainly be a wonderful sight to see for LSU fans because he just had a monster season last year. Whit Weeks finished second in the Southeastern Conference in tackles, just insanely productive. Is going to be on preseason All-American lists, and deservedly so because he's been a great player at LSU for 2 seasons. Hopefully in his draft year, it's another awesome one. They asked him what he's looking forward to with this football season.
Oh, everything from the top to the bottom, the guys that we brought in and the guys who are coming back this year. One of the things that I'm most looking forward to is getting back out there with Harold. I mean, he's obviously, in my opinion, the best defensive football player in college. So getting back out there on the field with him, I know me and him are just going to have a blast out there together.
I mean, how can you not love Whit Weeks? The guy is just a ball of energy. It's not going to be in the cuts we play for you here, but he was asked by one of the non-local reporters after some of these answers that he gives. He's got this huge smile on his face, and that Georgia drawl comes out. And somebody asked him, like, is this how you always are? Or is this kind of like you on the camera for media days? He's like, no, this is just how I am. Like, he's just an incredible guy to listen to when he's in front of the mic. He's talking about Harold Perkins, and then the question was begged, like, okay, well, where should Harold Perkins play? And this is what Whit said.
Just let Harold be Harold. I mean, that dude's a superstar, so if you just let him be him, he's going to go make every single play in the world. And really, this offseason, him rehabbing and me rehabbing, we got really close this offseason. And when the days looked long for me, he was always a guy that I could lean on, and he would always push me to be my best in days that I couldn't even hardly walk. He was right there beside me, hey, look, keep your head up. You're going to get through this. It's going to get better.
Those two guys are the backbone of this defense. Whit Weeks and Harold Perkins are the backbone of the defense. They are third-year players. Harold's actually, I guess that'd be fourth year. No, just third year. Third year for Harold. And it's those two guys, their athleticism, their ability to run and to play in space is going to be a hallmark of this defense moving forward. But they'll also added a ton of different players to this LSU defense, a lot of whom came out of the transfer portal. And Whit Weeks talked about the defense being more than just a couple of guys at linebacker.
That's definitely something I embrace, yes, sir, for sure. But at the end of the day, it's not just me and Harold out there. We got me, him, and 9 other dudes who I all think are incredible football players. Like, it's not just me and him out there. Our defense this year, we got from the top to the bottom, safeties, cornerbacks, linebackers, outside linebackers, D tackles. I think we have a great unit this year.
That's the hope, and I feel better about the defense than I do the offensive line. If we're talking about the question marks on LSU's team, the offensive line gives me a ton of pause. The defense, I think, is going to be better. I just do. I think that they've done such a good job of identifying veteran players who have skins on the wall in college that can come in and do their job. And I'm not telling you it's going to look like the 2011 defense, but not the 2003 defense, but I think it's going to be better, and Weeks is a big part of that. And this is a fun answer to listen to from Whit Weeks when he talks about how this group has kind of bonded together in the offseason. This is Whit Weeks talking about his defense.
I believe that our chemistry really wasn't built on the football field. It was built in the offseason when we're just spending time together outside of football as a unit. Everybody hanging out with everybody, hanging out, having a good time, just boys being boys, rather than trying to just be out there on the football field. You really create those special bonds in the moments away from the football field when you're not talking about football, when you're just being friends, being best friends, playing the video game, whatever you're doing. That's when that chemistry is really built, and I think we've done a great job of that this offseason, is spending intentional time with each other away from the football field.
I mean, that's some wholesome commentary right there from Whit Weeks, talking about playing video games, guys being guys, hanging out with the boys. It's just a guy that loves being on a football team, and he loves being on LSU's football team. And one of the reasons he loves being on LSU's football team is because Blake Baker is the defensive coordinator, and Whit Weeks gushed about his defensive coordinator today.
I think Coach Baker is the best coach in college football. I love that dude to death, and I've said this many times before. The energy that he brings every day it's hard to go in that building and not be on 100 at all times, because you know he's going to be on 100 at all times. And we love playing for him, and there's nobody else in this country that we would rather play for than Coach Baker.
He told a story about Blake Baker today. They were low on numbers entering bowl prep. So Blake Baker he wears cleats to practice. He comes out and he was repping on the will linebacker side to give the defense the look it was looking for. Like, he was out there practicing with the team. And Whit Weeks said he still got a step, old Coach Baker, but he loves playing for him. He loved talking about him earlier today. And that's a look at kind of the defense. But I wanted to cap this segment with another bite from Whit, talking about Clemson, because if you were listening at the top of the show, or if you've heard any LSU commentary today, they've talked about Clemson ad nauseum to this point, and Whit Weeks talked about it as well.
We know what our goals are for this season, and one of our goals is obviously to win that first game. So every day we go into work and we see that paw print, and we're like, all right, this is what we're doing this for right now, is to go win that season opener.
They've got it painted all over the weight room. There's paw prints on bags that they're hitting and in the weight and equipment. Like, it is a huge, huge, huge point of emphasis for this football team to find a way somehow to get to camp and get to the football field and win the first game. It's just, they're sick of losing that first game. It takes the air right out of the balloon, and this is just a season where you can't afford to have that happen, because there's so much anticipation, there's so much excitement, there is a lot of talent, and there's a lot of talent that's not going to be here this time next year. There's a lot of guys on that team that are going to play their last year of college football, either because they're out of eligibility or because you're sitting here talking about a guy that's going to go to the NFL. So it's a huge, huge game. They've talked about it all morning, and certainly Whit Weeks gave his thoughts on it as well. So that's a little bit of insight from Whit Weeks, who was really the star of the morning wave of the interviews. The folks that had not heard Whit Weeks or had not been around Whit Weeks or interacted with Whit Weeks, it was really fun to watch them do that. I will say this: if you were listening to the morning show today and you heard Garrett Nussmeier on with Jake and Flynn, and you heard the disappointment in Matt Flynn's face when Garrett Nussmeier had never heard of Jonathan Moxon, which, for those of you listening, I think most of you probably have an idea who that is. Of course, the quarterback from Varsity Blues. Nussmeier didn't know. And they said on the air, like, Whit's our only chance. Like, he's got this. We know Whit is going to know who Jonathan Moxon is. Hester tracked him down downstairs. I was right there. He asked him who Jonathan Moxon was, and Whit Weeks looked at him like he was nuts. Said, I have no idea who that is. And Hester was devastated. I relayed the news back to Flynn. Devastation. Those two guys felt like their hopes were Nussmeier and Weeks, and neither of them came through with the Varsity Blues information. But Whit Weeks did say that he would watch the movie. So we'll see. You'll get maybe more reporting on that tomorrow morning on Off the Bench, showing those guys fired up from 7 to 10 here at the College Football Hall of Fame. Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.